This was a warped event that occurred over time, and what it started out as, which was an act of molestation, and what it became were two entirely different things. One, I believe I have no accountability for the initial event. I believe that I have some accountability for what went down afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that. Mackenzie actually taking responsibility for what she says happened. Pat, do you think she bears any responsibility for here if this did actually happen?
If she's listening, I want her to go to a therapist's office right now. She's not responsible if what she's alleging is in fact true. Her father may not have put a gun to her head, but as I said the other day on your show, there is no consensual incest. She was under the spell of a man mired in drug and alcohol abuse, swimming in a domestic cesspool. She is not responsible for what happened. I completely disagree with her if what she's saying is true.
Yeah, it seems that way, Pat. And I can tell you, and this is pretty amazing to me, there is growing evidence that the interest in Mackenzie's story is really exploding here. Take a look at this. Put that up, Charles. This afternoon, her new book called High on Arrival hit #3 on Amazon's bestseller list. Now, to put that in perspective, not far behind, it's not far behind #1, which is the Dan Brown book, The Lost Symbol. Of course, he's the guy who wrote the Da Vinci Code. Leslie, it seems to me, this right here, a perfect example of how Mackenzie's story has been striking a chord with so many people. Why do you think that is?
Because I think there are a lot of people in this country, unfortunately, that suffer from this secret, and they feel I'm not alone. They feel they can relate to her. They can read through her nightmare and maybe not to have to revisit and relive their own. Statistically, 1 in 4 people in America was molested as a child. Now, whether that was an incestual relationship or not, we have very high numbers of people that have been affected by incest in this country, by molestation, and these people feel somebody's finally speaking for me, and Mackenzie has become their voice.
Yeah, but not to diminish that at all, Leslie, it's hard for me to believe that that is the sole reason that a book would climb so high to #3. And I'm wondering, and Pat, tell me what you think here, you know, because she also makes claims of her father shooting her up with drugs, her father teaching her how to roll joints and all the drugs they did together, plus the incest claims. Do you think there's a bit of the train wreck factor, too, that has to be driving this thing?
Well, of course, and of course Mackenzie knew that when she wrote the book. This is a domestic landmine, as I said. It's shocking, and we can't look away. There is, I hate to use the terminology, but there is a certain sleaze factor to it. But AJ, I've got to tell you, if it can be cathartic for her or for millions of other people, I'm all for it. And too bad if her family doesn't like it, because you know what? I think we can learn more from her than John Gosling's Tramp of the Month, and now the fact that he's left 8 young children in the dust. We all seem to be okay with that,
Pat,
but we don't want to hear about incest.
I don't often give a big amen, but I'm going to give you one for that. Not
you.
just people buying Mackenzie's book, by the way, who may be connecting with what she claims she went through. Interview on the Today Show this morning, Mackenzie also revealed that she has been getting overwhelming support elsewhere since she told her story on Oprah. You got to see this.
Since the publication of this book yesterday, the outpouring of support from other incest survivors has been phenomenal. This is a subject that is so incredibly taboo, and as well it should be. But there needs to be a dialogue about it. The covers need to be pulled. You can't keep sweeping this under the carpet. This is affecting families all over the world.
Yeah, and that would be a good side effect of this. But that said, Leslie, quickly, do you think that more people will be disturbed by Mackenzie making these claims than those who will be helped by them?
I know from the tweets and the Facebook email messages and my talk show, a lot of people were very uncomfortable with her putting it out on Oprah and not a psychiatrist's couch. A lot of people were saying TMI. But now when they see how many people are coming out and saying, hey, this is helping me, I think there are a lot of people feeling mixed about this right now.
Well, there's also a brand new development today in the story. Oprah Winfrey now under fire for doing this interview with Mackenzie Phillips in the first place.